Starting in Italy, the boys have been cooking. Christian Pulisic won Serie A Player of the Month in December and is outshining currently Rafael Leao, who's regarded as one of the best wingers.
1 goal since September in the league for Rafael Leao.
Regarded as one of the best wingers in the world. And Pulisic and Chukwueze were both brought in the summer to start at that right wing position. Everyone gave me a ton of shit when I said Pulisic was going to win that starting job. He's one of the first names on the team sheet now. And then also Yunus Musa got a start midweek in the Italian Cup and then was used as a sub in Milan's 3-1 win over Roma, which resulted in Mourinho getting the sack. I want to come back to that.
I want to talk about that for a second, too.
At Juventus, Weston McKennie is picking up Andrea Pirlo comparisons recently at Juve.
You're reading too much Fox Sports.
As he had a beautiful assist to Milik over the weekend in Juve's win, and he's now currently discussing a long-term contract extension at Juve after being talked about being transferred out over the summer. A great turnaround for him at Juve. Weah scored his first goal earlier in January, which was
a beauty.
One of the best goals I've seen all season, and then came on as a sub in the 57th minute in Juve's 3-1 win over the weekend. That's Italy. In England, Fulham lost to Chelsea 1-0, but Anthony Robinson put in another full 90 and great performance, and Tim Ream was an unused sub in that game. Anthony Robinson was also put into the Who Scored team of 2023 as the left back. He's starting to get a ton of respect, I feel like, in the English media as a really good left back.
Anthony Robinson's such an interesting one because, like, there are 20% of his game that's probably one of the most unreliable in the world.
Sometimes
he's just like, sometimes you're so athletic that it actually doesn't matter.
Yeah. Matt Turner was an unused sub for Forest in their cup match.
He's terrible.
And he has not looked good in other matches that he started. I think he was benched due to the cup match, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does get benched. And we may have a goalkeeper problem when it comes to the tournament this summer.
Like, when does Slonina get in?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Over to Germany, Gio Reyna is looking for a move away from Dortmund, and I'm seeing rumors to Real Sociedad or Aston Villa. Have you seen anything else?
I've seen Aston Villa. I didn't see the Sociedad.
Yeah, Sociedad.
I like Sociedad.
I think that would be great for him. They play fun attacking football, which is what he needs. Brendan Aronson started for Union Berlin in their 0-0 draw over the weekend. That move has not been great for him, and Union Berlin, after having such a great season, is just having a disappointing season overall. So hopefully that's just a result of Union Berlin's play and not Brendan Aronson's.
They went the complete wrong route with the money that they got.
Oh my God, just signing a gazillion players.
And like not fitting any, what they did so brilliantly last year, they got well away from. The same thing happened in, the fuck is their name? Lens, the team that we played in the Champions League. They finally have gotten back to it, but they did the same thing. They brought in a couple of players and went away from the system that was working so well. And now they're back to it. They're playing better again, but
yeah. Finally, in Germany, Borussia Mönchengladbach got a 3-1 win where Joe Scally started and played all 90, and Pefok came in as a sub and scored the third goal late in extra time, which is good. He's actually been playing pretty well over there at Mönchengladbach. In France, Bellingham came on as a late sub in Monaco's 3-1 loss and has been struggling a bit with his move in France, especially with Ben Yedder starting to occupy that number 9 position a lot. Arsenal could really use him right now, but that is neither
That
here.
is such a lazy thing to say. We could use the guy who has 4 goals in League One this year.
That was a joke. Yeah. Finally, in Netherlands, the PSV boys continue to thrive as Des put in another brilliant performance at left back with an assist.
That was a nice assist.
Beautiful assist. Did the right back and put in a beautiful cross. Malik Tillman is it Malik or Malik?
I believe it's Malik.
Okay.
I call him Malik.
Yeah, me too. Malik Tillman started at left wing and should have had a goal, which was his fault, and should have had an assist, which was not his fault. And Pepe came on as a sub after De Jong had a hat trick.
It's pretty awesome they all play together.
So sick, and they're undefeated in the
We were their only loss at home all year.
Yeah, I didn't even realize how good they've been. So, yeah, that is your Americans Abroad update. I actually just saw something 2 minutes before we came to record. Luca De La Torre scored like an unreal back heel goal, which we'll include right now, which was pretty cool. So, honestly, there was a lot of moving pieces or potential moving pieces when we were talking about Americans this summer, and it seems like things are going really well for us right
For
now.
sure. I think I mean, it's tough. Like, there's part of being an American soccer fan where anytime a player gets a move to Europe, it used to be like such a huge deal that you thought they were going to be amazing.
100%.
Now you're starting to realize like it doesn't necessarily mean that.
Right.
But
Like it used to just be, thank God they're playing at the highest level, but now it's like fit and play time and all that
like
stuff.
What we've seen with Brandon Aronson, right?
Yeah.
Like when he moved to Leeds, it actually right away he fit into. Was Bielsa still there when he?
I'm not 100% sure.
I think Bielsa was still in charge, and like that system fit him really well. They played really expansive football.
Right.
He got the opportunity on the ball a lot. Now he's being asked to do a lot more defensive work. Like it is much more fit. Like there's to a point where like you'd rather a guy stay in the MLS until it makes sense to find the fit that works and like their career is stunting.
Miles Robinson turned down a deal.
Yeah.
So
the only other guy that I wanted to talk more about, who you didn't mention, was Austin Trusty, who's been playing a lot for Sheffield United. I mean, it's just like we're at a point now where there are 3, maybe you could argue 4 American defenders who are playing pretty much week in and week out in the Premier League, which is like always kind of been the biggest weakness, I feel like. Like those teams that always let us down, they were just so weak at the back, like not necessarily leaking goals, but just like so technically insecure that like you can't possess the ball. Everything's just like long balls over the top. And I mean, Trusty's not great.
No.
But
it's good that he's playing.
Yeah, playing in the Premier, like that to me, like him, Ream, Anthony Robinson should probably
and
all
Chris
be.
Richards.
And Chris Richards, he was gonna be the one I was gonna say fourth. Who's like he's not playing a lot, but he's been okay when I've watched him.
People.
Like those guys need to at the very least make the squad.
I don't follow obviously Crystal Palace people on Twitter, but because when they talk about Chris Richards, it pops up. Yeah, like it seems like they're a huge fan of him when he's been playing, Chris Richards.
You know, I've seen him play a few times. He actually might be starting against Arsenal this weekend.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to talk about Malik Tillman a little more. Like, I kind of think like he has to be in the starting 11 over Gio Reyna this summer. Like,
I mean, as of right now, you can't play Reyna.
Gio Reyna
if he's not
can't
playing.
stay healthy.
That's why I want him to. It's similar to Sancho going back to Dortmund.
It's funny, like usually Dortmund's the place for young players.
Yeah, and they talked about. They were on a podcast. I think Berhalter was like literally saying, if Gio wants to play this summer, he's got to go somewhere else. And he mentioned Sociedad actually is one of those places. Maybe that's where the quote unquote rumor is coming up, just because he said that. But like, yeah, he's got to be playing somewhere consistently, or he's not.
What's your rough 11? Like, you don't need to be exact. Like, who are guys who you think have
goalkeeper
to be
right now? I have no clue.
I know, because now fucking Stefan is back in.
Went to the Rapids.
Yeah, Colorado. He's back in the U.S.
So
I mean, Ethan Horvath could be the starter.
It's Dest, Richards, Robinson. Do you want a little bit more experience at center back?
I kind of think, right, the way Tim Ream played this past World Cup, you probably need Ream.
And a left, I'd say Robinson, Ream, probably, or Richards, Ream, and then Anthony Robinson.
Yep.
And then, I don't know. Do you know when Tyler Adams is supposed to come back?
I don't know, but I feel like it's McKennie, Musa, Tillman, midfield.
Right now, it has to be. I thought Adams was supposed to come back kind of soon, but I haven't seen him talked about. My only concern is...
I almost think Adams could play right back. Like, Des has been okay. He's been off and on good. Des' issue is, like, he's like... I'm not going to compare him to Trent, but he's like Trent Light, where it's like his defensive liabilities can be so fucking awful. And, like, I mean, even that red card he got a few months ago in the U.S. game, like, he's just, like, a little bit of a mental... He's a little bit of a mental midget, though. Like, that was his issue at Barca. Yeah. Like, that's why he's left everywhere he's gone.
Yeah, he's been
he can
really
be
good
incredible, but I kind of like him almost as like a super sub in a way where like he can come on and change the dynamics. And
that's fair. Yeah, you saw Adams at the World Cup and like the structure and work rate and engine
he's going to be the lone
provided.
Six.
Like he just has to be the 6 if he's healthy. But yeah, right. Musa McKennie's playing a lot further forward and kind of Musa a little bit in that.
Musa's so underratedly still 21.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the same age as Weston McKennie or Tyler Adams. Yeah. He's much younger.
I think Reyna's fantastic, and if he gets time, I think he gets in over Tillman, but yeah. But it's just
then it's Balogun and Pulisic and maybe Weah.
Yeah, Weah, I think.
Or you play Tillman as one of the part of the front three, or Reyna as part of the front three.
Yeah, I think it's just huge that Pulisic's in the form he is.
Perfect league for him.
If Pulisic had made the move there and done what he did, paired with Balogun, and he would have been in great form, then it would have been the most perfect summer ever. The fact that he's struggling sucks because, like, we thought we had her. I think and I'm not
also, by the way, he adds a lot more than just goal scoring.
Yeah.
He's got 4 assists as well to go along this year. I mean,
Yeah.
Monaco are in 4th. Like, he's not been a huge problem. He's a little inconsistent. Like, I think he was 2nd in League One last year in expected goals and 1st in big chances missed.
Yeah.
The guys who were 1st, 2nd, and 3rd were him, Mbappe, and Messi.
Right.
So, like, he was in the right categories, but he is going to miss chances. And so, I mean, that's going to be frustrating, but still fucking better than watching Haji Wright up there.
Of course.
Or Josh Sargent.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't watch Josh Sargent.
Yeah, I mean, Falk has been playing well. Like, Balogun, easy
He will
start
start
for me every single time, but it's good that Balogun's playing well. Pepe is playing well as a sub.
I have such high
like,
hopes for him, but
in like
it's
a perfect PSV side that like you can only take so much from that because like when a team never loses, you're naturally
he
gonna
struggled
look
at
good.
Augsburg too. Pepe.
Yeah.
I really have high hopes for him, and I think he's a great another like not to keep calling everyone super subs, but like he's a great vibe switch up from Balogun where it's like he's a much more of a fucking play it up top. He's gonna win aerial duels, knock it down, and he's a good finisher.
Yeah,
He is.
I think like that's the problem with Berhalter and Balogun is Balogun is so much more than just that and like creative and wants to get involved and like Berhalter, like I feel like he puts him in a cage. And you saw last time he played for him, he came off the pitch and he was just like.
I mean,
looked like
Berhalter
he
is
was
the
done.
fucking problem. It's not Balogun.
That's why I want to bring up Mourinho.
To US?
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't think he would do that. That's
He
like
had
when
talked-
fucking Wenger left Arsenal. People are like, Wenger going to take over the US
quote
team?
that was being circulated is Mourinho, I think it was in 2011 or 2014, said that he wants to eventually go to the US. He said, I want to coach an international team and I want to go to the US.
I can't
think
watch
that was
Tim
two,
Ream and
my
Austin
God.
Trusty play Mourinho ball.
I think that was
so
two
ugly.
separate things. Like I want to coach an international team and I want to go to the US, and people from the US are just choosing to combine it. But yeah, after watching Mourinho at Tottenham, like I actually think Mourinho could come in and actually we could compete for something just because. But
Yeah.
watching him would be so miserable.
It's like we only get to
Mourinho
watch
at
so
Tottenham
much.
scarred me for.
We only get to watch so much U.S. men's national team. Like
You don't want to.
I don't want to be there just like watching 22 shots come against us and hopefully we score.
That's
on
what
a
I'm
counter.
saying. Like, would we perform better? There's definitely a chance. It's Mourinho, but like you said, when you get 3 guaranteed games at a tournament, like that's not what I want to watch.
I'd much rather bring in like Jesse Marsh.
Yeah.
Or somebody and try and play an expansive time. I mean, we have so many.
Get Berhalter out. Oh my God.
He's terrible.
So bad.